All right, well, it looks like it's time to get started. Hi there, everybody. My name is Jamie Newman, and welcome to this digital school presentation, why 2021 is the best year to enter the AEC industry, and where I'll be explaining and sharing with you some of the exciting things that happened in 2020 within architecture, engineering, and construction, and how that impacts the opportunities that you have right in front of you today. Now, of course, when we look back at the last 12 months, there are a ton of reasons why we could complain, and perhaps that's always the case. But how about we make a decision right now that during this presentation, we've entered a no complaining zone. Are you good with that? Well, I hope so, because some of the challenges that we faced due to COVID-19 last year, the same challenges that are honestly continuing today, well, they've actually accelerated the discussion that you and I are having right now. And I'll explain what that means as we continue with the presentation. But let me tell you this, it's only good news. Now, before I jump into that main presentation, I do want to go over just a couple of housekeeping items so that we can maximize the time that we have together. Now, first of all, this presentation is premiering live on YouTube. And so I would like to encourage you to participate today in the comments section of this video. We'll be able to answer some questions in real time. And even if you're watching this later on, just put your questions directly in the comments of this video, and we'll make sure to connect with you afterward to answer those questions. Additionally, I will be answering a few questions right at the end of this presentation, so make sure that you stay until the end. Second, I'm going to recommend that you do whatever you need to do to focus on this presentation. And what I mean by that is to take a look around and remove any distractions that might be preventing you from paying attention today. We are talking about opportunities available to you that can help you build a career you're passionate about and significantly transform your circumstances within 12 months. So some pretty important stuff. And so maybe removing distractions means that you'll close the door to the room that you're in, or put away your phone, or close a few tabs on your browser. The point is, you've made a choice today to show up and watch this presentation. So why not make the most out of our time together? And lastly, if you know someone who might be interested in the field of architecture or engineering and is looking to transform their career, click the share button on this video and send this video to them right away so that they can check it out as well. All right, those are the housekeeping items. Are you ready? Let's jump in. Now, the purpose of today's presentation is very simple. It's to show you how easy it is to get started and build a meaningful career in architecture and engineering design technology because of the rapid acceleration and adoption of building information modeling and virtual education technology. So I'm going to start off with an overview of what's been happening in the AEC industry and what AEC means. Then I'll explain what BIM means, building information modeling, and why it matters. Then I'll tell you all about Digital School, how we are positioned to deliver high-quality education virtually, and why students choose us for their career training. And then next, I will walk you through our diploma and certificate programs and discuss the career opportunities that you can pursue. And finally, I'll share with you how easy it is to get started, regardless of what you might think is standing in your way of building a career that you love. Now, if you're not familiar with the acronym AEC, I've said it a couple times, it stands for Architecture, Engineering, and Construction. And we like to add manufacturing into the mix as well because all of these industries are tied together. They represent how things are built, how your house was built, the roads you drive on, the buildings people work in, the shopping centers that we frequent, and so much more. And this industry has been waiting for opportunities that are right front and center today, right now. We're talking remote work, virtual education, virtual project management, and virtual collaboration across cities, time zones, borders, cultures, and continents. This industry has been embracing a process called BIM, which I'll explain in a moment. And because of it, work is no longer restricted to an office building with employees working side by side. Technology has paved a way for an industry that can be more productive, more efficient, and make a bigger impact to our communities. This article, The Benefits of BIM in Remote Project Management, you can see a screenshot of it on your screen, written in September 2019, discusses how BIM leads to the more effective management of construction projects, a simultaneous dissipation of project information, prevention of scope creep, improved client relationship management, sustainable collaboration, and support for already virtual teams. So in September 2019, virtual teams already existed, and this was talking about the benefits of BIM and supporting those teams. And what this means, what this tells us is COVID-19 didn't start the conversation about learning, working, and collaborating remotely through BIM, through building information modeling. But it did do something. It accelerated it. Now, the editor of BIM Ireland describes the situation perfectly when he says, and this is in reference to COVID-19, this was written in, if you can see at the top there, August 26, 2020. He says, if we divide construction into three parts, namely design, procurement, and physical construction, it is clear that almost 100% of the design and procurement could take place without people having to physically get together. Cloud-based remote working and remote meeting technologies have been in place for many years, and people have suddenly had an awakening to their potential benefits. Likewise, according to the president of Global Workforce Analytics, 25 to 30% of the global workforce could be working from home multiple days a week by the end of 2021. And of course, to go back to this, if you just talk about what's happening due to COVID-19 on the job search, a simple job search today will show a massive increase in remote work from anywhere jobs. And most career and industry analysts, for instance, Global Workplace Analytics is not specific to architecture and engineering, but most are suggesting that these remote jobs are here to stay. So you could take this and say maybe it's 25 to 30% of the workforce working from home by the end of 2021. But no one's expecting that to decrease as time goes on, but only to increase. Likewise, here's another similar article that talks about education. So according to the World Economic Forum, this pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, has changed education forever. And what do they mean? Well, in the article goes on, if you read it, to say that, in quotes, even before COVID-19, there was already high growth and adoption in education technology. With global ed tech, that's education technology, with global ed tech investments reaching $18.66 billion US in 2019, and the overall market for online education projected to reach $350 billion by 2025. Whether it is language apps, virtual tutoring, video conferencing tools, or online learning software, there's been a significant surge in usage since COVID-19. And some research mentioned further in the article also shows that online learning is actually more effective. And this is due to online students being able to learn faster online. So e-learning requires 40 to 60% less time to learn than in a traditional classroom setting because, well, students can learn at their own pace. They can go back and forth, they can reread things, and they can skip or accelerate ahead through concepts as they choose. So the question that we're going to look at right now, though, is what does this all mean? So what does it all mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's answer that. It means more access, easier access to more opportunities. You can build a career in the architecture and engineering space where technology is leveraged to better manage and execute projects all around the world. You can work from anywhere, from the comfort, safety, and convenience of your own home. With an internet connection and the right skills and technology, you can make a difference in an industry that literally changes the landscape of communities, cities, and nations. So you have more access to virtual career opportunities. You also have more access to virtual education opportunities. You can train for a career like this, again, virtually. You need a computer, the appropriate software, and an internet connection, and you can access high-quality education where you can learn faster, where you can develop the right skills from wherever you choose to learn from and prepare virtually for a career that you're actually passionate about. And this increased access, well, it's because of BIM and virtual education technology. So let's talk about what those things are. First of all, we'll look at what is BIM, Building Information Modeling. Again, I've mentioned it a couple times, so what is it? Well, you may be familiar with the acronym CAD, or Computer Aided Design. And well, all digital school programs, what we do is we embrace a 3D model-based process. So CAD, it's now 3D model-based process called BIM, or Building Information Modeling. And building information modeling essentially attaches dynamic information and collaboration capabilities to a 3D building design. And what this does is it gives design and construction professionals the insight and tools to more efficiently plan, design, construct, and manage buildings. And this is completely revolutionizing the architecture, engineering, and construction industry, the AEC industry. And it's doing it in a similar way to how a CAD, computer-aided design, revolutionized drafting by hand. And now governments all around the world are mandating BIM processes for projects, and it is quickly becoming the standard for private architecture, engineering, and construction firms as they are reaping the benefits of communication, better coordination, and better collaboration because of BIM. But for all you visual learners out there, a video might be a little bit more helpful to connect the dots on how amazing this technology truly is.
What's the technology behind many of the iconic architectural structures being built today? It's a process called building information modeling. BIM is a 3D modeling process that is changing the way people plan, design, construct, and operate buildings and infrastructure around the globe. As early as the 1960s, computer pioneers realized the demand for flexible, digital building models. The breakthrough came in 1963 when Ivan Sutherland developed Sketchpad. This rudimentary application allowed users to define geometry and manipulate objects in space with only the help of an electronic stylus on a computer screen. However, these early predecessors built models without data on functional performance characteristics, meaning that without the information on how buildings work, they were rather superficial implementations. In 1984, these BIM forerunners became available for use on personal computers, but it wasn't until 1986, when Robert Age coined the phrase building modeling, that early programs were first used on large and complex projects, such as the renovation of a Heathrow Airport terminal. In 1993, the Lawrence Berkeley National Lab's development of Building Design Advisor paved the way for systems providing performance data on how buildings and their components function. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, the contemporary outline of BIM had started to crystallize. Objects and shapes had fully embedded metadata and were able to understand their relationship with each other and the building as a whole. 2004 was a huge year for BIM. For the first time, designers, builders, engineers, and owners could all work collaboratively on one centralized, dynamically updated model. For example, if a designer made a change to the model, the project's construction shopping list automatically changed too, such as the number and size of windows. 2008. 4 years later, parametric modeling also took a step forward, with an avalanche of design outputs, giving users even greater control over their project decisions. Meanwhile, laser scanning and reality capture filled BIM models with precise, abundant data, saving time in project preparations, and clash detection made it possible to automatically locate on-site clashes, such as ductwork running through beams, and prevent expensive change orders. With help from clash detection, engineers for the China Zun Tower in Beijing caught thousands of issues in the BIM model. It reduced passive change orders by 80% compared to other similar projects. The indisputable efficiencies in time, material, and cost driven by BIM meant that in 2016, the UK became the leader in legally mandating that all public-funded building projects must use BIM, and other countries are soon following suit. By 2020, Germany is mandating BIM for all transportation projects. With BIM now in the cloud, teams can collaborate on the same model from all over the world, providing great efficiencies. In the near future, BIM and GIS data will merge into one model, helping designers make crucial decisions based on the precise geographic location. As 3D modeling technology advances and is more commercially accessible, the BIM process is becoming more and more integrated with building the wider world, promising a richer, more collaborative experience for users designing and building the spaces we live and work in.
So that's BIM. Building information modeling, which requires knowledge and skills in relevant technologies. Of course, in order to build those skills, what do you need? Well, you need training. And it's not just the software skills that are required for these careers that we're seeing in today's remote workforce. More and more, there's an increased emphasis on skills that are in addition to the technology skills. These are soft skills: communication, collaboration, self-discipline, and online learning skills, and these are required in order to find success with remote work. This is why digital school operates as a virtual college. From a process and technology standpoint, digital school is committed to exposing learners to the value of BIM and developing appropriate skills as they progress through our programs. And we take this approach in order to ensure that our graduates are successful in delivering the type of final output that's actually required by employers within the AEC and manufacturing industries. And then from a soft skill standpoint, we offer all of our programs online through virtual instructor support and online coursework. And we do that so that you as a learner can develop the soft skills required to succeed in this digital AEC industry. So this obviously brings up the question, okay, so what actually is Digital School Technical Design College? Well, in short, digital school is an innovative, private, vocational, post-secondary college which prepares students for careers and career advancement in the AEC and manufacturing industries, where, as we've already discussed, AEC stands for architecture, engineering, and construction. But in plain English, here's what it means. We teach our students how to use technology to design cities, buildings, machinery, transit systems, factories, and more. And then we prepare our students to work in architecture and engineering firms. And we also help each of our students find jobs in their field. Formerly, we were the Alberta School of Drafting, and digital school is actually built on over 25 years of design training experience and was created with a very simple and singular goal, which was and is to provide an educational environment unlike any other, to pioneer a more effective way of learning. And so because of this, we employ something called asynchronous strategies. And I will explain what that means. But we've also been delivering programs online for over 5 years. And of course, right now, all of our programs can be completed entirely online. So what this means is that you can train for a career that you love from the comfort, safety, and convenience of your own home. So let me answer a few questions, though, that probably popped up as I was talking there. The first one is obvious. What is asynchronous learning? And what does it mean for me as a potential student or someone who wants to get into the AEC industry? So we'll answer that question. We'll also answer, how does online education actually work? I've already said that it could be 40 to 60 times better than traditional classroom training. How does it actually work, and how does it work at digital school? And then, where does the content come from? Who are the people that are teaching this? Who are the instructors? And so I'll answer all three of those questions as we continue with the presentation. So first one, asynchronous learning. What is it? So asynchronous learning is asynchronous. So it's not synchronous. It's the idea that students learn the same material at different times and locations, whereas synchronous learning, or the traditional classroom, is where students learn the same things at the same time by attending classes and lectures together. So at digital school, asynchronous learning means that each student can move through their course content at their own pace, and they can learn according to their strengths, and then they get support from subject matter experts when and where they need it most. And so this means that learning is on demand, so you can access your course content anytime, anywhere, on any device, and it's self-paced. So you can spend as much time as you need on the challenging concepts and speed or accelerate through the content that comes a little bit easier. You'll be learning the way that you learn best and according to your unique learning style. That's why it's more effective. And so we base this on what's called VARC, or the principles of VARC, which is an acronym. I keep bringing up acronyms. And the acronym stands for visual, auditory, read, write, and kinesthetic. So some students are visual learners and prefer to learn through images and video content. Other students are auditory learners who prefer to listen to lectures and take notes. Some students learn best through reading articles, books, and writing. And some students are what we'll call kinesthetic learners, and they prefer to learn through hands-on exercises and projects where they can immediately apply the concepts and just try it out. And of course, many students are a combination of multiple learning styles. And so all of our programs at Digital School are centered around course content that has been built in accordance to these learning styles. And this course content is cloud-based, which means that it can be accessed anytime, anywhere, and on any device. And it's provided by Global eTraining. And Global eTraining is an award-winning provider of interactive online learning solutions for the architecture, engineering, construction, and manufacturing industries. And like digital school, this course interface that you're looking at has been developed based on over 25 years of asynchronous college education experience. Here's how it works. I'll blow that up and talk through it. So what happens is you can see a number of, on the right side, the colorful, we'll call them interactive elements. And you're also looking at a main image and some text. And so each course is broken down into a series of slides that look similar to this. And what it does is it takes big, complicated processes and concepts, and it breaks them down into bite-sized chunks and forces you to engage with the content so you can learn the way that you learn best. So at the top right, you've got a pink button for a play a video. So all of our courses, some will be a ton of videos, some will have a little bit less, but you can engage with demo videos, or you can engage with let me try exercises. These are practical exercises. That's the green button. You go down a little lower, we've got interactive images that you can blow up and go deep into relevant to the content. And then you've got other engagement content through the Learn More interactive elements, which could take you to third-party resources, go through slideshows, PDF documents, whatever you need there. And then we also have quick tips. A quick tip would be like if you're teaching someone Microsoft Word and you tell them that you can easily cut and paste content by hitting Control-C and Control-V. Quick shortcuts. That would be an example of a quick tip. And then you have in the main area, you've got your featured text, and you've got a whole bunch of other really cool controls all around so that you can really customize your experience the way that you learn best. Even to a point where in the top right, you see a dark and light toggle, where if you prefer this dark mode, you can keep it as is. And if you prefer to see a brighter screen, you can even switch that around. The concept is all of our courses are built like this, based on this get interactive course experience where you engage with the content, the training content, the way that you learn best. And by interacting with the content, you get more out of it. You focus more and you can apply your skills right away and dive through the content so you can become equipped to actually know the software, the technology, the processes that you're learning. It's fantastic stuff. Global e-Training also provides an intuitive Autodesk plugin. And this brings their online course content directly inside Autodesk software that you are using. Now, if you're not familiar with Autodesk, they are the world's largest provider of design software for the AEC industry. And that includes AutoCAD, which I'm sure many of you have probably heard of. So when you look at the built world around you, it's a safe bet that most of what you see has been designed using an Autodesk software that you're trained to use at digital school. And Global e-Training developed this plugin that installs into Autodesk software so that you actually have training at your fingertips. And what that means is that when you're using different software for a digital school course project, this plugin reacts to the different commands and the buttons that you click within the software and provides you with contextual training suggestions to help you better learn the software and get your project work done more efficiently. What's more is graduates get to keep using Global e-Training, and you can take this into your job so that when you're actually on the job, you've got access to training in the software that you're using each and every day. And the third question that I brought up is, where does this course content come from? Who are our instructors? Well, I've got good news. You can get coached, you can get your questions answered, and you can get job placement assistance all through the personnel that work for digital school, and actually goes beyond that. So while digital school, we are an educational institution and we do promote asynchronous learning, you aren't actually left on your own to figure everything out. So all of our curriculum and student support comes from industry subject matter experts. And this includes the course content creators, the people who create the interactive online courses, and it also includes expert digital school instructors and Autodesk certified professionals with AEC industry experience available to help you every step of the way. So what this means is when you get stuck on a project or have questions about a concept, you've got real experts and real instructors that you can connect with through email, live chat, virtual one-on-one meetings with screen share capabilities. And these experts aren't just like an extra resource, but they're actually your coaches. They're invested in your success. So they'll help you set and accomplish your goals. They'll help you figure out the best schedule that works for you. They'll cheer you on as you progress through your program. And when you graduate, our student support includes that job placement assistance to ensure that you can take your new skills and knowledge and actually build a career that you love. So we've talked about asynchronous learning. We've talked about how digital school combines global e-training content with Autodesk certified subject matter expert support. But why do we operate this way? Well, as previously mentioned, we've been delivering online programs for over 5 years, so this isn't actually new for us. In fact, our BIM Technician Certificate program, which I'll share more about shortly, was Canada's first online CAD certificate program. And while in-person classroom engagement between students and instructors, that's fantastic, we've responded to what's going on around the globe in the global workforce, in the AEC industry, with what's going on in BIM, and we've made all of our programs available completely online. We recognize that this is an opportunity to help more people like you train for a career that you love from the comfort, convenience, flexibility, and safety of your own home. And this means that e-training content, screen share demonstrations, virtual support, it's completely replaced the need for a traditional in-class instruction. We've taken your best classroom experience and we've found a way to bring it to you virtually so that you can get all the benefits of traditional education, plus the opportunities and accelerated learning experiences that come through asynchronous education. So you can earn a diploma from digital school and land a job in architecture or engineering on your terms where you are most comfortable. So at Digital School, here are the actual programs. We actually offer 4 different programs, and that includes the BIM Technician program, Architectural Design Technology, Engineering Design Technology, and Engineering Design Technology with Process Piping as a specialization. Each of these programs can help you build and advance your career in a variety of work environments, which include architectural offices, engineering firms, BIM and CAD-specific work groups, home builders, construction companies, engineering consultants, and that would be municipal, provincial, and federal. And all of our graduates, all the graduates from Digital School receive complimentary job placement assistance. So that ensures that you don't just graduate, but you actually enter the workforce and build a career that you love. The first program I'll highlight is the BIM Technician Certificate. So BIM techs work directly with designers, project managers, and engineers to translate a concept into technical drawings that construction workers can then build into reality. So your career in design supports the entire building lifecycle, including concept and design, construction, and operations and maintenance phases. The BIM Tech Certificate program is a really good option for you if you're already working in the AEC industry and you're looking to upgrade your credentials, advance your career. This program can actually be completed in just 6 months, which also makes it a great choice if you're looking to very quickly jump into architecture or engineering in an entry-level role. And although it can be completed in 6 months, if you want to study part-time, you can actually do it in 12 months. So it's 6 months full-time or 12 months part-time. The next program to take a look at is our Architectural Design Technology Diploma. So the architecture industry is constantly evolving. We've already talked about that. And as advancing technology and modern developments continue, new and exciting design and construction opportunities take place. So an architectural design technology graduate will play a vital role in this industry. They work alongside architectural professionals, and they plan and execute sophisticated residential and commercial designs. So what this program does is it trains students to enter a very progressive field with the practical skills and the advanced technology training using the latest architectural tools and technology. With our Architectural Design Technology Diploma, you'll be creating the cities of tomorrow. So again, the houses we live in, the offices we work in, the theaters we go to. I haven't been to a theater in a long time, but the bridges we cross. So if you are a creative individual and you enjoy visual design and you have a desire to build practical solutions that serve communities, architecture might be the one that you want to take a look at. And in just 1 year, Digital School's comprehensive program will equip you with the creative and applied skills that you need to enter the workforce directly after graduating. And this is something you'll notice about all of our programs. They're condensed and very quick. You get the skills that you need so you can enter the workforce faster than any other education solution. Next, we have Engineering Design Technology Diploma. So design the products, the machines, the factories, the buildings, the highways, and the transit systems that we all rely on. Engineering design technology graduates, they work directly with engineers and technologists to produce and analyze digital designs and to simulate and test different machines, structures, and various systems. So if you're a problem solver and you like to know how things work, this is when you'd want to consider building a creative career in engineering design, where you get to enjoy the challenges and the opportunities that come with innovation. And so students who earn the engineering design technology diploma can choose a variety of career paths. So civil engineers, mechanical engineers, structural engineers, professional architects, they all rely on skilled technicians to help them produce and communicate design data in a wide range of work environments. Students also have the option to add a process piping certificate to their studies, which will gain specific preparation for careers in the oil and gas industry. So engineering design technology graduates work directly with engineers and technologists on process design teams where you produce and analyze digital designs and you simulate and test process plant equipment, pressure vessels, pipelines. And so what you're doing is you're combining creativity with technical accuracy in a quite in-demand field as you support the petrochemical or petroleum engineering disciplines. And so this is a great choice if you desire to contribute to, let's say, Canada or Alberta's oil and gas industry, because this is a key component of our Alberta and our Canadian economy. All right, well, while each of these programs will offer you skills training that you need for a career in architecture or engineering design, there are a ton of other benefits that really make digital school unique and a great place to complete your career training. And so these benefits that I'm going to walk through are why students actually choose us. So for starters, flexible start dates. It's literally never too late to enroll at digital school, which means you can start your journey to a brighter future right away. We also offer, and I mentioned this earlier, comprehensive diploma programs. So all of our programs can be completed in less than a year, which means you can begin building your career faster. Expert student support. You're not left to learn on your own. You're in an environment where you can learn your way, but you're not alone. You have access to industry experts who will coach and support you through your journey at digital school. Job placement assistance. This has also already been mentioned, and it deserves repeating. So unlike other institutions, digital school's success is measured by the success of our graduates to find employment in their field of study. Your success is actually our success. So we've built networks with reputable employers in the AEC space, in the manufacturing industry, to help you find a job when you graduate. Industry certification. So digital school is an Autodesk training and certification center, which means by studying with digital school, you'll be eligible for Autodesk certification as soon as you complete your coursework. Additionally, all graduates of digital school are eligible for their Level 1 certification with the Canadian BIM Council, which is another acronym, CanBIM. These industry recognized certifications, what they're doing is they're arming you with the qualifications that employers are looking for within the BIM community. You also get free Autodesk software. This one's cool. As a digital school student, you can get free software, the same software that professionals use for your personal devices. It's not a watered down version. It's the exact same software that professional designers, engineers, machinists, architects, builders, and construction managers use each and every day. You also get some more free software. That's Microsoft Office 365. And then you also get access to Autodesk certified instructors. You can learn with confidence, knowing that all digital school instructors are certified to teach what they're teaching. They're recognized professionals by Autodesk, the developer of the course software that they teach. So all of our courses and all of our instructors are qualified to be teaching what they're teaching. Real industry experience, real qualifications. And finally, this one's also really cool, Global eTraining subscription. As a digital school student, you get a free subscription to Global eTraining's entire course library. This means that in addition to the required courses, which are part of your program, you can access training for any other Autodesk or AEC software that you like. The Global eTraining Get Everything library, what it includes is courses for things like leadership development, Microsoft Office 365, Adobe products, health and safety. There's a ton in that Global eTraining subscription that you get for free over and above what you're studying at digital school. And with that, let me just close the presentation with a very simple statement. We've talked about what's going on in the industry. We have talked about the benefits and the opportunities available from online learning. We've talked about what it means to learn asynchronized or asynchronously. I'm not sure if that's the right word for it. We've talked about what digital school offers, how it works, what programs are available, what types of careers that you could have, and all the benefits of why people choose digital school. So let me say this. You can do this. You actually can. The most difficult part that people find is actually taking that first step, which the first step is really simple, but it is a first step, and sometimes that's really hard. But all you have to do, the first step is schedule a call or virtual meeting to ask your questions and learn more and just find out. That's really the challenge that I want to leave you with, because you can actually do this. If you're worried about your schedule, for instance, and you're wondering, how am I going to find the time? I'm so busy. How am I going to find the time for college? Well, you can do this. Online learning allows you to learn at your pace. You can skip ahead. You can work extra hard. You can spend more time when you have the time. You've got the ability to learn at your own pace. And if you're worried about maybe personal responsibilities getting in the way, watching kids or another family member or your other jobs, and you're just wondering, well, how am I going to find the time that works? You can do this. Our virtual programs make it easy to learn when it works for you. You aren't bound to show up at a campus every day at a certain time for an in-person class. You learn at your pace on your time. And if you're worried about whether you'll actually be able to do the work, you can do this. Our programs have been designed in a way that you can learn according to the way that you learn best, according to your learning style. Because it's bite-sized, the most complex and difficult to learn concepts are broken down into tiny bite-sized pieces that you choose how to engage with so that you get it and you can spend the time that you need to make sure that you get it. And if you're worried about finances, you can do this. In addition to the financial aid and the grants that are available, which you should definitely call and just find out what you do qualify for, our admissions and student support team works with our students to build and manage a budget so that you can actually, before you even start, make sure that the finances make sense and find out how you can make this investment. And that's not even talking about the return on the investment, because that might be another thing you're worried about. Can I find a job after? Yes, you can do this. Every graduate receives job placement assistance. And our success, I've already mentioned it, is based on your ability to connect with a career that you love. And this is where the rubber meets the road, the return on investment. Depending on what type of work that you are doing right now, I'm not sure what your income level is right now, but when you invest in education and you know that you'll be getting a $20,000, maybe $30,000 a year salary increase, you are paying for the education and the return on investment every single year. So a little investment today has a massive return when you look at the next 10, 20 years of absolutely transforming your career. So let me say it one more time and then we'll move on with a couple questions. You can do this. So take that first step. That first step is pretty simple. It is to schedule a virtual meeting with an admissions advisor where you're going to just discuss your career goals and interests. During this meeting, you'll be able to ask additional questions about our programs, understand what types of funding and financial aid opportunities are available, talk in depth about the return on investment and what you're looking to accomplish with your career, and see what's available and the tools and resources that can help you make this investment work for you. With that said, I do want to open up for questions. I did have a couple questions that have already come in, and some questions were sent in ahead of time that I wanted to make sure that I answer. So I've just got 3, and that'll close off the presentation for today. So the first question is this: how much does each program cost? Very common question. Let me just say that depends. There are many various grants, loans, and financial assistance opportunities available, as I just mentioned. But the ultimate cost that you pay depends on which program you're interested in, your financial situation, your qualifications. And so costs do fluctuate. I can't quote you a specific cost without more information. So the best thing to do is schedule a virtual meeting with an admissions advisor, discuss the particular program that you're interested in, and then see what financial aid opportunities and funding and grants, et cetera, are available. And then you can determine how the investment works for you. The next question is, what kind of companies hire digital school graduates? Great question. So we have relationships with a large list of employers. That's both locally here in Edmonton, where we're headquartered, and outside of Edmonton. Some of these companies who have and continue to hire our graduates include companies like Stantec, Enbridge, Epcor, PCL, EBA Engineering, Worley Parsons. The list goes on. Again, that's a great question to bring to an admissions advisor to talk about what type of company you want to work with. And then we can figure out from there what the best program is for you to engage with that type of company. And final question that I'll answer right now. Again, if you have any others, just put them in the comments. I'll make sure that we get to those afterward. The question is, what if I'm an international student? Well, travel restrictions today due to COVID-19 certainly limit your ability to study abroad. So if you are not in Canada, that doesn't mean you can't obtain Canadian education credentials. You can get the exact same training from the exact same expert instructors, have the exact same credentials as those who study here in Canada, and even pay the same prices. International studies typically more expensive, but since all of our programs are online, that's not the case. You get the same cost as a Canadian or someone in Canada. So you can literally complete your training from anywhere. But again, the best thing to do is schedule a virtual meeting. Discuss your personal situation and find out if it's going to work for you and if it's going to help you accomplish the goals that you're looking for. All right, well, that concludes our presentation today, why 2021 is the best year to enter the AEC industry. I honestly believe that what we're about to see when it comes to virtual education technology, building information modeling, it's only growing. And it's really exciting to watch on this side of it. And so I invite you to join the industry. Schedule your meeting, digitalschool.ca/contact, and pick a date and time that works for you to answer any questions that you have and find out if Digital School could be the vehicle that takes you to a better place. Have a great day.